Hello, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever you are in the whole world. This is Taster Curry, one of the founders of ITTI here in New York. Today is a very special day because I am finally going to release my book. So it's actually my first time doing this whole book release after lots of hard work put out there during 12 months with the help of EFAP, the university in France, that helped me carry out this project. And of course, with the help of every single partner I have it at the moment. So the book is already available for those of you who wish to purchase that book. I have a very special Black Friday price, still on Black Friday. So here is the link I wanted to share with you all. This is the link for the book. So, and I wanted to talk to you about it, what this whole book is all about. So if you have questions, feel free to bring that up. It's going to take a little bit longer, so you might want to start it now and watch it later. So in the meantime, I see that people are logging in, coming in. So I will be doing the whole management here of the questions. There is no monitor for me to do it. I am going to get your questions. So thank you, thank you. So I see that people are joining in. So let me see. Somebody, thank you very much for your comments. So I will bring your comment up on the screen on your questions. Amir, okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your comment. So I will bring your comments up to here. So I see that more people are tuning in. So it's good to know. So we have, who else is here? So we have ITTI Baku. Afar is also present. Afar was one of my guests that I interviewed during this book too. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's very late over there. Thank you. So I'm going to get right into it, and I'm going to start talking to you about this book. So let me start it here with all of you guys. So let me start it here about the book. So here it is. So, all right, the topic I wanted to bring it up, it is real teachers. Do we still need them to learn a foreign language? So the reason why I chose this topic, as you know, I've been working in education for many years in my life, and I promote ITTI, which is an institute that does training, teacher development. And then some of the students ask me, why do we still need teachers with all this technology out there? So we don't need teachers. We can learn everything online. I know this was before the pandemic, huh? So we can do everything, with computers, with Google. I mean, we don't need teachers anymore. And that stayed with me for quite some time because, I am a language lover and I love language. And I say, oh my God. So that can be possible. So I start digging in and understanding if we still need teachers to learn a language. So surprisingly, to few of you guys, yes, we do need teachers. And I'm going to prove it to you that we need teachers. So this is what the book is all about. However, the teacher must get a good friend, and this friend is called technology. And if you want to go and give a nickname to this friend, that will be AI, artificial intelligence. That will be the guy who's going to help us out with learning a foreign language. So what it is, so let me start here. So I have to thank my coach, the ones that guided me here throughout this process. As I said, it was a process together with the university. So what this book talks about, it talks about here a few topics. So first of all, the sector is about education and teaching foreign language. So the main question is, will teachers be replaced by AI, artificial intelligence? Teachers, and the answer to that question, as I already said, there's no secret. Teachers will not be replaced by AI, but teachers need proper training, otherwise they will become jobless. And so the objective of this is to clarify the new role of teachers. what are they going to be doing from now on, especially now with the pandemic and especially with this new world that we live in. So the idea is to see the importance of learning a language and give an alternative methodology whenever learning a language and giving some tools. So that's what this book is all about. So, all right. So then I talk about, I do the introduction, the purpose. I give lots of literature review for you to understand the problem statement that we go through it, the methodology I use, the interviews, the country I visit. If I recall, there was like 8 countries I visit, people I interview, discussions, recommendation and conclusion, and some reference. So this is all in the book for you to see it. So, all right. So let me see it. So hello from Baghdad. So let me see the comments. Hello, Global Online Education. So I have it here. So as I said, I am watching and I'm seeing your comments. So I'm going to bring you up. Okay, I'm going to bring you up here. So just for you to know that I'm really paying attention to you. So let me see it here. Your comments. So hello from Baghdad. Hi there. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming, for tuning in. Make sure you share this. Make sure you watch a party through your Facebook so other people can get to know it. All right. So let me continue because I have a lot to cover here. So as you know, what's happening right now is with technology and language that we are going through a sort of like called linguicide. The thing is, the speed in which languages are being destroyed. When I say destroy, is because people are not learning languages anymore. And the fact is between 7 to 8 languages every year disappears. It's just vanished. So, and together with this language, it goes their culture, their effort, and everything. So it is very important for people to continue learning a language because with the learning of a language, it comes a culture. It comes so many other things and beauties of the country. So the idea is, okay, we can use technology to speak whatever language, but the fact that we learn with people, the culture that is within, it cannot be replaced. It cannot be given by technology. So the idea is that when the language dies, it is like a bomb. It's equivalent to a bomb being dropped on the Louvre. It is that magnitude of culture and so rich things that are being destroyed. So that's why we have to keep on learning languages, because together with language, it comes all these aspects. The thing is that there are different needs, and I touch upon it. People, they learn language for personal needs because they fell in love, or for professional because they want to get a better job, or for professional, personal, or culture. Because, you know, I met someone in Egypt. And she said, I wanted to learn Korean. And I said, why do you want to learn Korean? And she said, because I just love Korea. I just like the TV shows and I love the culture. So there was not really an explanation, but there's that drive, that need. So there are many needs why people do learn a language, right? So the idea of this book, it is for you who work in education, also for schools not to close down, so schools to get innovative, for schools to get better and see a different route, and for you, teacher, who may not like technology and start to think that technology is not my enemy, but my partner. And the idea is like, how can I use technology to be side by side and help me along the way? So it's more like to open your mind and see, wow, there's this out there that I can use, that I can implement. And, you know, again, this study I did before the pandemic. So, and now it makes sense, everything what I've done it. So the idea of this book, or this study, it is to show you teachers, if you can't teach online, you're going to struggle. I'm sure you've realized this recently. In school, if you don't innovate, you might close down on top of everything that is going on. All right. So then in terms of the book, I go into education is at risk. I talked a little bit about that because there are many places in many countries, they don't have the basic things in education. They don't have even drinkable water. I mean, let alone internet. How are we going to do that when we don't have internet? So it's a big challenge. How are we going to bring this up when we don't have the basic things? So, and then I talked about the value of foreign language. So how important it is to learn a foreign language, I just said. So a language brings all aspect of a culture. So it is very important for us to bring this, the language, the importance of a language, and the fact that it is the human fact, because it is irreplaceable. For instance, I can make you stay up at night, because I'm sure it is night at time in some places of the world right now for you to watch me. But technology cannot motivate you to get up and stay up to watch something. What I'm trying to say is technology will not motivate a single person, single student as much as we do it. We shape the lives and the futures of many students. I mean, sometimes I meet people and they say, do you know, I became this, I am this because you told this in a class, you know, you did this for me, you opened my mind. And we don't even know it. Do you know how many lives throughout your career that you impact and you don't even know it? I don't believe technology can do that. So I talk to about that. So then I talk about personal connection, how important it is, personal connection. And I have a pivotal question in a way to say, is artificial intelligence makes teacher better or better teachers? So I touch upon this, and I talk about the new trends, the new breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and learning a language. So this is all covered in the book. So the first topic, I talk about it is about education at risk. The idea, as I said, there are so many countries around the world that do not even have the basic things. So how are we going to do that when we don't even have? So how are we going to do distance learning? How are we going to use artificial intelligence when we don't even have the basic stuff? So the secret to this, so the problem is, how can we bring education at a massive scale to as many people as possible? So that's a question. How can we make education available to so many people at the same time at a massive scale? And the touch point is, how can we have personalized connection with that? How can we do that personalized learning? And the answer to that question, it was not given by me. It was through the United Nations, UNESCO actually. UNESCO said, and through studies, they proved that artificial intelligence will be the way to deliver technology at a massive rate through that. So we are talking almost of like a educational revolution with artificial intelligence. So again, I'm not going to go into all the details because I will need 3 hours for all of that. So I am just going to touch upon a few things here and there. And then I'm sure because of the time difference, some people that will watch it later. So again, in summary, what I wanted to say is education system. The systems are as only good as teachers who deliver education to the children and youth. What UNESCO meant is teachers must be up to the standards and must be totally prepared in connection with the system. So it doesn't mean that, so it doesn't matter if I have a beautiful system, artificial intelligence, everything beautifully, but the teacher is not prepared. It doesn't work. It has to be equally prepared. So that's why we need that now, sort of like a marriage. So that's what they meant. So then, of course, I talk about the value. I think I went a little bit too fast. Then I talk about the value of learning a foreign language, which I talked about that, how important it is, because, the idea of bringing the human factor makes us irreplaceable and, again, more attractive. So, and then I summarize, I say it in a way that don't tell me, I have a quote for that. Don't tell me how many degrees you have. Just tell me how many languages you can speak. That is a quote that I have. Yeah, and then I talked about the irreplaceable human, which is like can you believe it? So let me just give you a very simple, it just came to my mind. So let me just give you a simple example how teachers are irreplaceable. Airbnb, We know Uber, Amazon, and all of that. They are so successful. And the reason why they're so successful, because they are customer centric, because they put their customer in the middle, in the center of everything, of their business strategies. But for them to put their customer in the middle, in their business, in the centric, they need a human factor to analyze and talk to them, because we're talking about services. So the idea is, so those companies, those big companies, they're so huge and they're so good at what they do, but they cannot do that. They cannot succeed without the human factor. And the same is in a classroom setting. All right, so then to emphasize that, I have two theories. So, oh yeah, I think I'm going a little bit too fast with the buttons here. So I have two theories. So one, which is good because you can read that in the book. So one is the signaling theory, which means that theory is like you indicate that you care for people. You indicate, and then we naturally do that. When teachers show that they care and they walk that extra mile, there is that personal bond that is connected. And then I have the other theory based on that is the gossiping theory. So why we cannot replace teachers. And we use the gossiping theory everywhere. Newspapers, TV. So for instance, Donald Trump did something, tweeted something else. It's already on the news. It's already a big blog article. So we use this type of gossiping to communicate. So based on that, we actually need that type of, we need that teacher. The question is, how can we make that signaling and the gossiping irreplaceable? Because that is because of these two things that make us very irreplaceable in many situations. So for instance, in a classroom, when there's a break, and teachers, or students, they're very quiet during the class, and they come together and they have a good time. They start talking about this and that. That thing, that factor, that human factor makes us very irreplaceable. All right. So, and that talks to me about that personal connection. So one thing I want to talk to about the personal connection is, I think teachers, we can all agree that the most satisfying and the most fulfilling experience as a teacher, it is that personal connection that we do. And I can tell you, for instance, when you're teaching whatever subject, you may not remember, because most of us, if you went to college, you may have had by now 20 or 30, if not hundreds of teachers, but you only remember those that have personal connection with you, that create a positive impact. And this goes two ways, because that goes together that goes to the teacher and that goes to the student, that personal connection. And that makes us, again, irreplaceable. And to really support this theory, I have this social development theory by Vygotsky that says clearly that learning is personal and that a language conversion is the central to the personal aspect of learning. And to add it up, I have Bubber that says that we need to see people not as a single thing, not as a single fact, but as a holistic thing that will understand how it is important to have a human factor whenever learning takes place. And the question is, how are we going to do that? How are we going to do that with the e-learning when social distance right now and that type of thing, what we're doing right through camera, through video conference becomes the new normative. So how are we going to create personal connection when this is being challenged in current times? Okay. All right. So I am just watching and seeing the comments here. All right. So again, the whole idea is, in terms of personalized learning and personal connection, there is that difference. So the idea is, as I said before, the teacher becomes a facilitator, And it is through the teacher that we're going to have that personal connection. And I gave already some samples of that. And I give you more in the book. So now, going back to my point number 5 is, will AI makes teachers better or better teacher? So just like I put it here, it seems like the dilemma of the chicken and the egg, what comes first? But I think before we go into this statement, this strong statement or question, if you may, so we need to understand what are the options and recommendations available when choosing a methodology. Who the modern learners are. Who are they? Who are the students that you're going to be teaching? And how are they going to learn? How is that delivery going, how that content is going to be delivered? So those are before we go into this detail, we need to understand what methodology, who are the ones that are going to learn, and how is this going to be delivered? So then I go into details. I'm not going to go into this. This is written in the book. So I'm sure you may already use some of these methodologies right now available for you to teach and for you also to learn. But the point here is that I put artificial intelligence in the center. And then, so I put the artificial intelligence in the center, and I bring learning styles, modern learners. So I phrase them, the modern learners, and methodology. So I need those three together with artificial intelligence to really successfully create personalized connection, personal content, and then bring them all together and eventually succeed. So let's see that here now. And so then I talked about here the learning styles. Again, how are people going to learn? I think I went a little bit too fast. So, and I cannot go back. So I talked about the learning styles. I wish I could go back, but it doesn't let me to go back. Sorry for that. But I talk about the learning styles. So I would say the learning styles, sensory learning. Some people they can learn through listening, through seeing, auditory, kinesthetic. So I talked to flip the classroom strategy. I talked about the short version, which is the less the better. And I talk about the YouTube generation. People, they tend to learn things that is a little smaller, concise. And I also talk about the mind gap, the age. So would a person who is 10 years old going to learn the same like a person who is 60? What I'm talking about, you've got to understand who your modern learners are. You've got to understand their learning styles. How do people learn? You got to have that very clearly. So let's see here. Like I bring it up here, the modern learners. Here, let me bring this up here. So, are you a type of modern learner? So when I say modern learner, I don't mean anything with age. I talked about age with the learning style. So the age matter. Okay, if I'm 60, I learn like this. I like to read. I like to write. If I'm 20, I like to see a quick video. You got to understand the learning style of your students. Okay, and you got to understand who the modern learners are. All right, so thank you for your comments. Thank you, Dalel. Thank you very, very much. I will make sure I will make that presentation available to all you. Well, it's going to be online, but if you wish to get this presentation, I will make it available too if you have not yet purchased the book. Thank you, Dalel. So here I have the comment of Heba, Egypt, ITTI Egypt. We can use technology easy to personalize our teaching methods. Yes, we can, and that's why I talked about here. Thank you very much. So going back to the modern learners. So the thing is that our modern learners right now, they are extremely overwhelmed. So I was able to identify some of the features, characteristic for our modern learners. They are distracted, impatient, and overwhelmed. Lots of information coming from every single angle. So again, I was trying to say, do you consider yourself a modern learner? And again, it has nothing to do with age, because if you are prone to solving things right on the spot, so you have a question you want to solve right away using your cell phone, or you are more inclined to learning things through web research instead of looking for things on a book. So um, so that will be definitely you are very, chances are that you are a very modern learner. So again, here I have a comment. I want to bring this up so you can see that so I have a comment from Omar. Could you please tell us again about the age difference in learning? Well, so like I said, so the learning style, it is important for you to know the age, because again, people at different age, they learn differently. So you got to understand, for when you decided, you need to so what is the learning style that my students are better with? So then you have to mind the age group, and that's when I bring the difference. But in terms of the modern learners, it doesn't mean you could be 60, and you could be learning things through Facebook, because you identify that that particular student is a modern learner regardless of the age. But you need to understand that you need to understand the learning. You have to have very clear the learning style and the modern learners, who they are, so you can better deliver the content that will be effective. All right, so let me continue here. All right, so when it comes to technology and all the options that we have it here, so we got to understand the rule of technology when teaching. So as you know, CALL, computer assessed learning language. So this has been already for quite some time, and lots of teachers, they use this. And it's a way that you can use, you use this here when you have drills, you have an exercise, and then you want to verify that your student is learning. You go back there and you review that type of drill. That will be the structure call. And you have the communicative way. You want the student to speak about a particular topic. So I want to develop a type of skill. So use the communicative call. And so the computer assisted learning language style has already been implemented, because when we teach, then we used to teach, we used to reinforce, we used to test, and we used to practice. This is what we do it already. We do the structure with the drills, we do the communicative with the skills, and we do the integration. So we use the on-site, the face-to-face with technology. That will be the blended learning. So this is already something we've been doing already unconsciously. So it's already in the work. So I talked about that, and I give some examples of that in the book, how we've been doing this already. So now the secret, it is artificial intelligence in learning a language. So how do we do that? So how do we use artificial intelligence when we are teaching a language? Well, so what are the benefits? How good it is? So I tell you here, for instance, with artificial intelligence, so it's never biased. So it has no prejudice about skin color, religion, nothing. It's never late for work. It is normally friendly and not tired at all. So those are some of the key points. And it is definitely easy in terms of consistency, because there's the bots that you communicate with the bots. So it's simple in terms when you have to do academic updates. So you definitely put all the information on the system, and the system brings that up. So it's academic backups and academic revision. So it's fast. Adaptations. So it's easy to adapt to the needs of the particular student. It gives feedback. Do you know, sometimes, with artificial intelligence. So imagine when you have a task or a project, and you bring to a teacher, and you're afraid of the feedback. Oh my God. So with AI, so it's kind of, you don't need to be afraid of that. So remember, some people ask me questions like, is AI the new teacher? So remember, artificial intelligence is the intelligence that goes It is not a robot. So don't think the robot is that is going to go there. It's all, we use artificial intelligence everywhere. Do you use a Siri? Do you use your phone? Google Maps? That's artificial intelligence. That's the programming that goes behind. So here I talk about some of the benefits that we have it using artificial intelligence when teaching a language. And here I put a sample of a traditional classroom prepared by a teacher, and I put here a class prepared by artificial intelligence. So in other words, so what I mentioned here, so what it normally takes 20-minute session over 9 months, and it has nearly zero cost. With the traditional learning, we are talking about 12 months, 7 hours to cover the same subjects and to cover the same topics. So what happened is artificial intelligence will help your students reach that goal faster. And you as a teacher, together with artificial intelligence, will come up with other elements that technology cannot do, but you as a human, you as a teacher can do that. And that's what I mentioned. All right, so okay, so then I mentioned here about Gartner. I am sure most of us have understood about the 8 intelligence that Gartner used when we talk about methodology and teaching and pedagogy. So I brought it up, this intelligence by Professor Gartner with artificial intelligence. So how can we use his intelligence using artificial intelligence in technology? So how do we use all of this intelligence presented by Professor Gartner, the multiple intelligence, when we have artificial intelligence? So, and then I have lots of companies here, but here, for instance, I bring it up, for instance, IBM Watson is a company that deals, of course, with artificial intelligence, right? And then their focus is on verbal linguistic intelligence. And then I bring another one, for instance, as we all know, Alex, Siri, and all of that, Google, they use interpersonal intelligence. So I emphasize and I give great details about how these companies are using this intelligence whenever they are teaching language. And I'm giving you some examples how we can actually do that. So if you are there, if you have any questions, feel free to give me some interact with me. All right. So, and then I go into details, and then I talk about the breakthroughs, like the new trends in artificial intelligence when we are learning a new language. So what are the things that people are using now to teach a language? So for instance, so can you believe it that nobody would, like back in 20 years ago, nobody would even think that the flipped learning will even be possible. So imagine, I mean, it sounds like a perfect that your students will go home, they will review the content, they will come to class with the knowledge that you wish them to have it, and they will sort of like teach you, and then you go over what he has learned. Sounds too good to be true. So I mean, and some people are using the flipped learning strategy method. So if you think about it, I think people back a few years ago would never thought that this new methodology will be even possible. And I can tell you that we have different things coming up, and this the conventional way of teaching is changing. So we have technology like Smart Way that whenever you're using a LMS, it can even follow your eyes ball to see if you really pay attention. So it's kind of amazing all the technology that's out there to be like a tools for you to teach in a classroom. Um, or so here, so and then so when we think of like the breakthroughs, so what are they? So again, artificial intelligence stays in the middle. So artificial intelligence, learning language. So what are the new trends? What are the things whenever learning a language, right? So here it is: gamification, personalized and adaptive, artificial intelligence, apps and chatbots, translation, augmented reality, and virtual reality. Those are the new things that you can use now, the new breakthroughs for you to teach in a classroom. And I give lots of details how you can use gamification, how you can use augmented reality and virtual reality, how you can use the translation method in your class together with technology. Okay, so here, and then I give some examples of companies they are using this personalized and adaptive system. So, I mean, how boring it is for you to sit in a class, and then, for instance, okay, I already speak some Arabic. So I sit in a beginner class, whether it could be a face-to-face online, and it is extremely boring for the student lose interest. So wouldn't it be better if the content could be personalized to my need, to what I need, and to my knowledge already? So remember, in the beginning of the presentation I said, how can we make education available to lots of people with personalized content, and yet creating personal connection at a scale? And I said to you that the answer to this is through artificial intelligence. And I'm giving you now examples throughout the presentation and in the book. All right. So here, and then I give you some examples of gamification. So the companies there are using gamification. Companies they are using artificial augmented reality and virtual reality. So for instance, we have Google Expedition that is available for free. So you can actually buy your little glass, or you can create your own glass. It's very simple. You can Google how to do that. So you can take this into your classroom. You can bring this into your classroom with your phone. You make those goggles, you make those 3D glasses, and you can implement. How nice would it be for your students to walk through the Washington Museum and see all the things, and they are sitting back in Algeria or they are in China, but they have that feeling they are walking through it. Why don't you, as an educator, as a trainer, why don't you use augmented and virtual reality in your classroom? All the tools is out there. It's not that hard for you to implement it. And I'm giving you some options how to do that with your mobile. And then, of course, then I talked about translation. How can we incorporate and use translation in our classroom? So here I have examples of companies that use simultaneous translation. So, I mean, lots of people don't believe that you can use translation at all when teaching a language. But the fact is, I'm not saying that you should use translation when teaching a language, but students use translation and translation tools when learning a language, when they are home, when they're walking, when they're doing whatever. So it is very important for you to see how, because you've got to understand that teaching and learning takes place more outside of the classroom. So you're here with me, and then in a class, you walk out, that's where learning takes place. And that is what is important. And how can we incorporate this in the learning process outside of the classroom? And then here are some samples. And of course, apps and chatbots that are available there. And I give some alternative how we can incorporate it, this chat box into a classroom. So for instance, Bazoo gives lots of ideas for social learning. And then the other app here makes even greater, because this app, it talks in a way that it becomes your body. So when you talk to the app, it tells how are you doing, what are you up to. It talks to you like he's a friend, but it's actually correcting you and giving you words. I mean, that's the type of very cool feature for millennials, for young learners, for people that just want to better their skill. Remember, learning today can take place anywhere, especially outside of the classroom. So the question is, how can I use these tools so learning can take place outside of my classroom? So and that's the tricky. So that's the question here. And this is coming. So this is coming. So here, there is this particular company here with MIT that is already developing a funny, squeezable little guy here that is going to teach kids how to learn a language. So they are actually running a test, as you can see here in the picture here. So they're running tests how we can make this help kids learn a language. So, and I have here some examples of companies like a Classica, Uter, that they're using technology, and you can use this. For instance, you can use Uter in terms of write-up, for you to do all your write-up. And that sort of like is a teacher assistant. So let me show you an example. Let me show you an example here. So I talked to Uter, right? And I asked Uter this question here. I said, is artificial intelligence going to replace teachers? And Uter answered me. Let's see what Uter answered me. He said, next year, machine learning will be sued by teachers to determine the best way to teach. So then I asked Uter another question again. Real teachers, do we still need them to learn a foreign language? Let's see the answer of the boot. Let's see the answer of the boot. Let's see what the boot said. The boot said right here, hell yes, we do. So we need teachers. We are going to show you why they are so special. So I asked, are teachers going to be replaced? And they said, no, we need them. We need them. So you see how intelligent the boot is. So I'm talking to them. All right. So the truth is that the best educational technology does not replace the traditional classroom, but enhances it. So just keep that in mind. I want to read that again. So again, teachers are not going to be replaced. Okay, we can read the book and then you see it. It's right here, the link for those of you that wanted to see it. I'm making it available right there. So teachers are not going to be replaced. We need to find, like I say, technology will enhance the classroom. And I give you plenty of ideas, plenty of options, alternatives. And I also give you the idea. Look, this is what it's happening. This is what they're doing. This is what technology is going. Be on alert. Be attentive. Okay. So, the problem, like I said, the problem that I had very often was with current technology, why bother learning a foreign language nowadays? Investment, is it worth learning a new language? Teachers, do we still need a teacher to learn a foreign language, or will AI substitute teachers? All right, so those are the kind of questions I answer in details. And how did I come to a conclusion? How did I come to this? So the methodology I used was qualitative research to gather in-depth insights on topics, concepts, thoughts, and experience. So I had interviews asking open questions. I had focus group, existing data. I put it all together. You see that on my book. And I had about 11 partners. I asked them very structured interview, 12 companies, focus group. I talked to people in different countries, and I have all the literature review available in the book for you to really understand the qualitative method where I based all my findings. And talking about findings, so here it is what I have for findings. So this is my suggestion to teachers. So teachers right now, my feeling is that they're more optimistic about their future with technology, right? So they're more optimistic with technology, but there's still some of the teacher clueless how to acquire and master knowledge about these promising territories. Everything sounds very promising, everything sounds beautiful, but how do I do that? How do I use that? So some of the teachers, they become clueless. Students, they show some sort of like a discontentment towards teachers. They are not up to today's standards. So if you are teaching, if you're a teacher, if you're not up to the standards, students feel, oh, she's so outdated. Oh, she doesn't know it. They show that. They show that unhappiness. So, and you got to understand the students, they have several ways of learning via several routes. For instance, I could be learning when I am riding on an Uber on my way home. I can take my phone, I can watch a quick YouTube video, right? I could watch a quick YouTube video for 5 minutes, how to do something, and I will learn. So as you can say, learning can take place at any time. And the modern learners are like that. And they like this type of learning style. You as a teacher got to understand who the modern learners are, the learning styles, so you can better deliver your content. So, and companies. So what is my message for companies? Well, companies, they are making unimaginable progress. And results are often, of course, overrated. They over exaggerated about the results, but companies are making progress, and I show it to you. Imagine that you have companies nowadays that can watch. ITTI is about to start facial recognition. So what I mean by this, I was going to talk about another company, so I may as well talk about ours. So ITTI is going to start facial recognition. That means we're going to scan your entire room, your entire movement. We're going to take your ID, make sure that you are who you claim to be, and all your tests, there's going to be a proctor that is going to follow you, and you cannot do any bad business. So again, technology is out there. Students, if you don't innovate it, they'll click you out. Companies, they are making huge progress. They are making the technology available to you as a teacher, as a school. And my message to schools here, that some of the schools, they are not doing enough to guide the teachers. So CALL, like I said before, is not the latest technology in demand. And we got to understand this traditional teaching is losing for this new era of learning. And I am talking all of this is before the pandemic. Thank you for joining our presentation. I see that so if you have questions, comment, feel free. I will bring it up so you can see that I am live. Thank you, Conway, for attending, participating. All right, so let me continue a little bit more here about this topic. So what I wanted to tell you here is a message I gotta give it to you guys, is that you are either into technology or else you better start looking for a new job. This is a very bold statement. Again, this is a bold statement. So I am telling you, if you can teach online, start looking for another job. It's very serious what I'm saying. If you can't teach online, this is a statement I claim out there. So there is a strong statement, but it might as well work as a wake up call for lots of teachers who downplay technology, who downplay artificial intelligence overall. So, and the other day, somebody tweeted my phrase, and I had lots of reactions to it. Um, so here it is. So somebody, if you can't teach online, start looking for a job. And then, I mean, some people got mad, some people got upset. So I tell you, that was before the pandemic. I mentioned that. Imagine now. I guess everybody can agree with me. But the question is, it's not like oh, I can teach anything online. I can teach however I want. No. You got to have the right tools. You got to understand who the model learners are, the learning styles, and the methodology you're going to use. So you can have all of this together and apply to all of this. So I give you plenty of idea. All right, all right. So let me continue here. So, and then going back to the discussions I had about this year, as I said, I came up with all of this study because, I had discussions and all of this. So, and it was part of it. I already mentioned the methodology I use. And the first thing that I wanted to make sure that you guys understanding is artificial intelligence will not replace real teachers. But without training, teachers will become jobless. Got it? So we're not going to be replaced. But if you're not up to standards, if you're not well trained, if you don't get your TEFL certification, if you happen to teach English, so if you have to teach English, if you want to get your TEFL certification with ITTI, of course, so I can guarantee that you're going to become one of the best teachers ever. But, so whatever subject I just mentioned, I just did a little merchant, a little advertising here. But, that's what it is. Then the other part is in the discussion here I had was what we have to understand here. Let me bring this up here. It is that we are now going, if you have not understood this concept, I was going to say my fellow Americans, no, my friends, if you have not understood this concept of economy 4.0, we are going through a industry 4.0 revolution. No, it's not my concept. I'm the one that created this here. This is computer cloud, artificial reality, big data, 3D printing, fraud detection, all of this. We had been going through this revolution. We can't stop it. The only thing is, if you read a little bit about it, which I talked very much so in detail in the book, you will see it that we can't stop. We cannot go back on it. Okie dokie, okie dokie. So let me see. I'm here. I think I had a little technical problem. I had a little technical problem.
one big family.
A group of the best instructors from all over Egypt.
We're gonna develop not only the concept of English learning, but its teaching as well.
Let's work together.
Hand in hand.
A student, a teacher, or a fresh graduate, whoever you are,
We are here.
to hand you.
A special and unique service.
Don't wait.
No more wasted time.
Learn English and be certified with ITTI.
Hi, my name is Tassiter Curry. I am one of the founders of ITTI, International TEFL Training Institute. We have been on the English teaching business for the past 22 years. We have certified thousands of professionals across the globe, and we are proud to have partners in every corner of the world. We provide the best experience to any person who is interested in becoming an English teacher. One of the reasons why our students are so successful in the industry is the fact that our teaching practice is led by highly qualified TEFL trainers who have coached hundreds of TEFL prospective teachers. Our TEFL certification matches a 4-year college degree in the US or in the UK using the same textbooks. ITTI has been validated by the State Department of the United States of America. We are also accredited and affiliated by several TESOL-TEFL organizations, such as IATEFL, TESOL.org, TESOL Latam, ACTFL, and the Charter College of Teaching. Look no further. Check our website to find the best program that suits your needs. Get in touch with us and let us take you to the next level of teaching English. Hello, hello, I'm back. Thank you for hanging out there while I was getting everything back on it. So as you can see, sometimes technology surprises us and we have to do our best. So no problem. So thank you for tuning in. I think Facebook just tells me, oh, you only have an hour. After 1 hour, I will cut you. So maybe that's what it is. So I'm going to go back where I was with the presentation, but I'm almost done with that. So I just wanted to make sure. So let's see if you just want to see. Welcome back, Mohammed Al Hussan. Thank you, thank you. So I'm going back. I'm just waiting for some people to tune in. So we are talking about my book release. So this book is available. So I want to let me see if I have it here. The book release. So if you want to purchase the book, it is already available on our ITTI website. So if you have not had the chance to visit our newest beautiful website, check it out. So here is the link for our website. So let me put, for those of you who do not know our website, it is right at the bottom so you can see it. So we are talking again about how we can use, as a teacher, as a learner, how we can use technology and how we can, and who we need to understand who the model learners are. We need to understand how they learn and what is the best way to teach them. And this is not only for teachers, but it's also good for students. Think about it. If you know the best way you learn, if you know the best way you teach, you can only succeed. So if I understand that I'm better off learning this way, why would I learn in a different fashion? Why would I learn in a different way? So let me go back here and I was talking to you about that here. I'm just bring this up here. I was talking about the revolution, the 4.0 revolution that we have it and we cannot change it. So I'm just going back while they're going to load my presentation. So I'm going to wait in 2 more minutes and then they will be loading my presentation. And I will just pick up where I left. So I will just pick it up where I left here. So again, and we cannot fight technology. And they know teachers, they are very skeptical and always afraid of technology. We just got to understand that we have to play with and we have to go along with that. And that's the new rule. That's the new normal, right? So and that is part of it. So I give in this book lots of examples. So let me show you the cover of the book for those of you who have not seen it. So this is the cover of the book. So and I said already that the answer to that question is no. So artificial intelligence will not replace a human teacher, but we need to work together. That's the idea of it. So how we can work together with technology. And that's what I bring. So, all right. So let me bring this up here. So let me bring where I was is already here. So I can already bring this up where I left off. Perfect. So I can, all right. So they already made my presentation beautiful, available here. All right. So that's where I left off. And like going back to the model learns, what I was trying to tell you. So the challenge, the real challenge that we have it will not be in understanding the model learners, but accommodating them because they change things so rapidly and they want things in different ways so that we are going to easily find them. But the secret is how we're going to accommodate them. And that's the thing. So, and that's the big secret. How are we going to teach people effectively when young people or modern learners, they unlock their phone 9 times in 1 hour and they go online 27 times per day and spend 41% of their time doing something that has nothing to do instead of getting their job done. Those are sources from a research called Meet the Modern Learners. It's not something developed by me. It's like based on the research. How are we going to teach them? So, all right. So I have comments here. So again, this is a live broadcast. I know it's long, but I couldn't make it any shorter because it's a lot of details and I will leave it up there. So I have some comments here from Adriana Bloomberg, which said, I love to use technology. It makes my classes so much more interesting. Very correct. All right. So going further, the conclusion, you see, I'm almost at the end. It is that we got to understand who the modern learners are. We got to do personal connection. Right? Personal connection and teaching styles. We put them here all together. And then in the middle, we put technology. And when I mean technology, I mean all the features that we have: artificial intelligence, gamification, augmented reality, virtual reality, chat box, and all of that. And the thing is, when you talk about personal connection, I talk about the human emotions and emotional intelligence. I have some nice slides about that. I will talk a little bit about this. And as I said here is a quote is that you need to keep it in mind that teaching is such an impossible task that anything that could make it easier for teachers to work should be appreciated. Do you know how hard it is to be a teacher and to teach? It is so difficult. It's so much work. So what I'm trying to say is any help that you can use in your classroom should be appreciated. Keep that in mind. And I'm sure you can agree with me on that. So here are my recommendations for teachers not to lose their jobs and for schools not to close down. So the first one I suggest is define clearly the reasons why people learn a foreign language and choose a teaching style according to those needs. Why do people learn a foreign language? Is personal, is professional, or is culture? Right? What do they learn? Do they still need to learn a language? There is some value? Yes, there is. So do they want to learn? So make sure you understand that. Then deliver personalized experience with the help of technology. Like Heba just said, just the other day, just now. All right, work at a school that is engaged in the process of technological transformation. So you wanted to work in a school that promotes that. You wanted to work in a school that is that, okay, you're going to innovate in a classroom. The school is like, okay, that's a good thing. Do that. So, and create emotional intelligence with your students with the help of tools. Do students use YouTube or other type of apps outside of the classroom that you can engage with them? Use it. Understand which type of model learner your student is. And that's what I said about age. Are they like the YouTube generation? Are they the bite size? They want everything short and fast. Do they like everything in writing? Who are they? What do they do? How do they learn? It is very important for you to understand. So identify how you can get your students engaged. So perhaps you have to do something after class. So like I said, learning can take place anytime. And on that note, use tools that it already makes part of the daily life. So I have teachers using Netflix to teach. That's beautiful because people use Netflix. So just keep that in mind. Emotional intelligence will become a key competitive advantage in the future in this era of artificial intelligence and robots. Teachers must know how to preserve what they got best. This charisma, this idea. So, and that what makes us so irreplaceable, the empathy. So this affection that we create. Look, I get up in the morning to study a subject because my teacher is full of love, passionate, and motivates me to get up in the morning to get going. But a computer is not going to do that for me. Artificial intelligence is not going to do that for me. So use this, as I said, use this best what you got with the help of technology. All right, so let me see it here. And so, like I say, a quote here. Like I say here, humans cannot out-repeat a machine, but we can out-human. So that was the slide before. So, of course, robots can do lots of things. Artificial intelligence can do math. They are very fast with everything, but they cannot out-human us. And so what happened is with technology is very good with problems in a way. So it's very good to calculate the speed of a car. It's very good to detect perhaps cancer at an early stage. But when it comes to transversal issue, which is very difficult, like this transversality, it is very difficult to manage because it integrates with human emotion and empathy. So, for instance, when I taught English, I had students that said to me, listen, I can't focus today. And I said, why? What's the matter? Because I crossed the border here from Mexico and I crossed with my family. Um, and then my mom got killed. So how are you going to teach and help a student and motivate a student when they share such a thing so personal, so touchy with you? So we cannot be out human by this. So those moments are the moments that you, as a teacher, we need you so badly, and the students need you. So with that type of problems, there's no artificial intelligence that can outperform any person, and that's what I mentioned here. So, and then if you have not yet had the chance to watch my TED Talk, so let me give you a quick spoiler for my TED presentation here. So here it is. Although artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and virtual reality, technology overall is redefining how we learn a new language today, there's absolutely nothing that can replace human skills. So as I make this strong statement, so if you wanted to watch a little bit, if you want to watch a little bit more about this TED Talk I did, so the link will be sent it to you soon as well. They will be put it in the chat. So, and here it is, like the two TED Talks I've done it. So recently about this subject matter, about technology, about teachers, like how do we make your data language a priceless commodity, and how to use the English language to make a better world. So I put this here, so I make it available to all of you guys. So here it is, the link. Okay, so if you wanted just to, you can click, you can see it right there. Okay, and on that note, talking about this entire technology process, how can we use this technology? I wanted to share with you how we can work together. How are we going to do this? So I wanted to introduce you ITTI 2.0. So I can make more teachers understand the idea of working together. Again, like I said, teachers are not so prepared and they have very little access to technology in the classroom. So I wanted to make the 21st, the teachers of tomorrow today. So let me bring that up. So I wanted to make it the teachers of tomorrow today. Or today I want to make the teachers of tomorrow. So, and that is why I have ITTI 2.0. So let me quickly introduce you what is ITTI 2.0.
Hello, how are you? I'm Tacita Curry. Have you ever considered working from home? I'm sure you did, especially these days. Well, I got news for you. That is all possible with ITTI, International TEFL Training Institute, the world's largest teacher training organization. All you needed is a TEFL certification and access to the internet, and you will be able to work from home or anywhere in the world. The first step is to take an English proficiency test with ITTI School of English. If you are a native speaker or have already taken a test, perfect, you can skip it. Quality is at the heart of our core values, so all tests at ITTI are fully monitored by the best verification technology out there. On top of it, we will verify your identity through facial recognition, leaving no doubts of authenticity. Our courses meet all accreditation demands, and our testing super exceeds all common European framework requirements. Step 2. Choose your course. We have a wide selection of courses, 120-hour TEFL teacher certification on-site and online, combined and specializations. And as if it weren't enough, ITTI Academy is a marketplace with our licensed partners all around the world offering hundreds of new courses every week. With our latest learning management system, taking ITTI courses online has never been so easy and fun. With our sleek interface, you will just love it. But the best feature of all is that ITTI is the first in the world to create the 21st century English teacher with the power of artificial intelligence. Yes, you heard it right. Get a jump started with your career today with what matters tomorrow. And as for our required hands-on practicum, our LMS also features gamification, making your training more enjoyable for you and for your students. Obviously, at ITTI, learning can take place anywhere throughout all devices. Step 3. Make a go of it. Once you complete your training in person or online with ITTI, it's just a matter of a minute for you to get onto the job market. ITTI certificates use the most reliable technology, blockchain, to get you going. You will receive your certificate badge and will be able to share it all on social media platforms. Not to mention that with this service, ITTI will make it available to you thousands of job opportunities. Your certificate will be validated and authenticated with the highest credible technology in the world, in addition to all our existing accreditation and endorsement, making you a desirable asset to any company. Ah, before you get certified, make sure that your teacher and your center are all ITTI approved partners. To top it off, you may receive as evidence an international English teacher license, ID card, a transcript report, and a TK UK certificate. ITTI, training today, the teacher of tomorrow. Go global with ITTI.
Okay, okay. Yes, so and okay, so here it is. So I'm back here. It's a long video, but it's actually talking about this is the ITTI 2.0 is how all this technology, all these benefits, how we can incorporate it and put it in our new ITTI 2.0. And here is just some of the pictures with my students, with partners all over the world. So this is just to conclude this project that I've been gathering information, gathering knowledge with all these partners everywhere. So this is how to teach English using technology in Brazil. So this is all the results of like how to teach English in Sao Paulo, Mato Grosso, Brazil. How to use artificial intelligence, AI disrupted language learning in Dubai in 2019. The event we had it. So I'm just sharing with you all the things we've done. Vocational talk, bilingual and international high school in Abu Dhabi. Okay, teachers, what do they need in Egypt? Sorry, it was a little bit too fast. How artificial intelligence is disrupting in Arequipa, Peru. So all that effort, all the study, interviews, and things to really understand how the challenges in education is all about. So here, so conference about, so there was an entire year of study, of research, of conversation, young learners of the future in Quito. Workshop, how do kids learn today in Cairo this year. The NIO conference, dynamic teaching. So thank you very, very much. So that concludes my presentation. So again, so The book is already available. So it's the conclusion, is the result of, as you could have realized, is the result of a long journey process with lots of people, lots of input. I have to thank Kisla Cornejo. I have to thank Andresa. I have to thank everybody, all my ITTI family and partners, the university in France that supported me along the way. So thank you very, very much, all of you guys. Sorry for the little glitch and for the long presentation. My God, it has taken so long, but I had so much to tell you. So I promise that I will make it shorter. So thank you very, very much for attending, for participating, and you can share afterwards. And that's it. So I'll see you next week. So we're going to have ITTI TV very soon with lots of news. Thank you very, very much.